Let's do this, huh? English literature, here we come. And we've got, get this, Wit and Words. English lit with extra sass. Talk about a promising title, right?
Yeah, with extra sass. I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out, you know? Could be fun, could be insightful, who knows?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a bit of both. So basically what we're looking at here, you want to get a good grasp on English literature from, like, the Middle Ages all the way to today, am I right?
You got it. And maybe uncover some of those, big themes, the trends that sort of run through different
The
periods.
threads that connect it all. I like that.
Exactly. And I think understanding the historical context of each of these periods is super important, right? I mean, you can't really get Jonathan Swift's satire, without understanding 18th century England and all its craziness.
Makes sense. So Wit and Words kicks things off in the Middle Ages. And one of the first things it jumps into is this whole obsession with chivalry and courtly love. But, and here's the kicker, the book makes this argument that it wasn't all like hearts and flowers and all that.
Oh, absolutely. They make a pretty good case that those chivalric ideals, while seeming all romantic on the surface, actually masked a lot of anxieties about, gender roles and power dynamics.
Totally. And they use Sir Gawain and the Green Knight as an example, this crazy, fantastical challenge. But really, it's exploring the pressures on these knights.
Exactly. And then what I found super interesting is how the book connects that to the whole rise of humanism during the Renaissance, like this shift towards individual potential and how that kind of challenged those rigid old medieval structures.
Boom, paradigm shift. Oh, and speaking of the Renaissance,
Yeah.
this book had me cracking up about Shakespeare. It basically says that, yeah, he's this untouchable genius, right? But so many of his plays were like the Elizabethan version of soap operas. Drama, romance, even some pretty racy jokes.
Right. Well, he was writing for the masses. I mean, he was a playwright. Shakespeare's plays were meant to entertain, provoke, appeal to the everyday person,
Not just for snooty academics.
Exactly. But I mean, come on, his genius is undeniable. The way he weaves in those complex characters, those timeless themes, and that language, pure magic, really.
Okay, point taken. So we've got chivalry and courtly love, then the rise of humanism, good old Shakespeare shaking things up. Where do we go from there? Enlightenment, maybe?
You got it. And this is where things get, I think, really interesting. The book argues that while, yeah, reason and logic were huge during this period, there was also this undercurrent of satire and social commentary,
Yeah.
Like Jonathan Swift and his A Modest Proposal, absolutely savage.
Right. Outrageous humor, but he was using it to expose, like, the hypocrisy of the ruling class. It's genius. And then this satirical edge, it kind of carried over into the Romantic period, right? But with more emphasis on emotion and the individual.
Exactly. Think Mary Shelley and Frankenstein. Dark humor for sure, but it also makes you think about the limits of human knowledge, the consequences of our actions, deep stuff.
And still relevant today, right?
Ugh.
Like, our obsession with AI, genetic engineering,
Mm-hmm.
are we pushing too far? Like, Frankenstein's monster, version 2.0.
Who knows? But it's something to consider, right?
Totally. Wow, so we've gone from knights and damsels to the birth of the novel and all the way to those big, like, existential questions that we're still grappling with today.
And it's all reflected in English literature, isn't it? It's a mirror to humanity.
Absolutely. So I guess the big question now is, what will future generations say about us based on the literature we're creating today? I mean, how are our anxieties, our social and political climate showing up in what we write and read?
Ooh, good one. Something to think about for sure.
That's all the time we have, folks. Catch you on our next deep dive.
Bye, everyone.